Dan was just saying we have a fun topic to talk about, and we do. It's not a fun topic. It's fun, but it's not fun. And we're talking about the different types of moisture or environmental damage. The three may be most common that a house or structure can suffer, Dan. And water damage is a tough one. What can that really damage? What parts of the house, and what do you have to really think
obviously
about?
enough. I mean, when you get to water damage, you got to check the roof. A lot of times you'll have the biggest thing we run into that's very annoying is you'll have a small pinhole leak. And I've seen that happen with brand new roofs where people cannot find the leak. Now that everything's sealed up, you get occasional moisture coming through a ceiling here, there, and it's never the same spot.
And you're probably noticing it as just discoloration?
Yeah, just a little discoloration, little dot of mold somewhere, little thing here or there. And then after a while, it becomes something that you have to really tear into to fix. And it's pretty amazing how a little tiny leak will turn into something big. And funny part, sometimes we'll have customers that'll call us up and they'll think that I've got a leaky roof, and they'll have a 2-story house, and they said there's water coming in first floor in our family room, and you look up above, and there's no roof up there. There's a bathroom up there. That's called a plumbing leak.
Yeah, right.
So we have people confuse the two sometimes. But yeah, whenever you have water coming in through a ceiling and you have a second floor over top of that, chances are you got a bathroom or a laundry room up there that's leaking.
And it sounds like maybe a moral of the story too is if you notice even a little discoloration, don't wait on that.
Right. As soon as you see a little discoloration, that's a sign. You got a pinhole leak. You got something small that happens.
Because nothing else would ever cause the discoloration other than moisture.
And then we just had a customer yesterday that told we're building an addition for them, and in the first floor kitchen that we're redoing, they said, oh yeah, we had a little water damage up in that brand new ceiling you just put in for us. And I said, well, what's up there? And they said, oh, that's our bathroom. I said, yeah. I said, that kind of looks like where the shower would have been. They said, yeah. Well, we had a little caulking in there that we've been meaning to do.
Come back to caulk. We have some other videos we did earlier. Towards the caulking.
So it was back to caulking again. So yeah, but that's all water.
Let's talk about mold-compromised structural wood. How does it get moldy? Well, here we go. It's moisture, of course.
And when you get into the structural end of that, it's because you've had a water leak over time. You don't see it. It's inside a wall. We had a condominium complex where they didn't flash properly, and they had water coming in on all these main beams, and it rotted out a lot of structural support in this complex. You got to replace them. I mean, you got to open the walls up from the outside. New studs, new framing, new beams.
That's a big one. But, I'm assuming the mold, even from a health issue, it's not good to have that.
When mold gets in there, you got to get it out. You either have to, usually you just have to physically remove it, whatever you don't remove. If you have just a little bit on something, then you have to carefully spray it and treat it so that you kill it.
But you got to get in there to get to it. And
you got to get in there.
There's no way around that, right?
When you've got mold coming through your walls, maybe you're a little younger and you're feeling pretty fit and nothing's going to take you down. A few years later, it'll get you.
we can attest to that.
Yeah.
Lastly, let's talk about smoke or maybe fire damage structural components. What might those components be specifically?
Well, usually when there's been a fire in a house, it's kind of funny to me that people don't really know what to look for. They would think, okay, if you go into a house and if there was a fire, well, you'd see charred remains of something.
Yeah.
But then the insurance company kicks in, contractor shows up, they fix everything, and then they leave. Well, when you go back in the house, generally, when there's a fire, it's almost always connected to the basement somewhere. So when you have a fire in a basement, if you ever walk into someone's basement and you look up at the ceiling and think, wow, everything's painted white in here. Oh, it looks kind of neat. It's like, well, it might be neat, but there was a fire in that house because that's one of the things that they have to do when they finish up the job is they spray all the ceiling joists over. After everything's supposedly clean, sooner or later when I inspect that, I can find a little bit of charred something or other that they didn't scrape off all the way under that white paint.
Well, let me ask you, if it hasn't all been scraped off, what can that lead to?
Well, basically it just looks shoddy.
Yeah.
But for the most part, when there is a fire, they have to replace everything that's structurally compromised.
All right.
So if you can get a little bit of charring on some framing lumber that's still just fine, you just want to clean it up and paint it white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, white's my favorite color, even though it's not really color. So
There you
anyway,
go.
Dan, thanks so much for sharing what you know.
You're quite welcome.